Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. Hi. Dancing to that theme music that Mikey can't hear.
And I really love that you got hers for the theme music.
Yeah. Paid a lot of money for it, too. A lot of money to license it.
Oh, man.
It's pretty crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty crazy. Mikey, how you doing today? Do you mind if I call you
Oh.
Mikey?
That's fine.
Okay.
Don't have anything. Yep. I am doing all right, you know? All right.
He's got some water there.
Yep, drinking some water, you know. Got 8 hours of useless Fallout series facts going. Shout out to TK Mantis.
There is nothing useless about these Fallout series facts.
Oh, considering
TK's
he's got
Mantis,
like...
is that a good channel to watch
TK's
for
Mantis, it is a really good one, yeah.
Okay. I watched, who was it? I watched like a video by Juicehead just earlier.
Yeah.
And some of their videos I like. Some of their videos are like that I've watched in the past. Well, it was like really clickbaity and like nothing happened in the video that had to do with the thumbnail.
Yeah.
But what I was looking for tonight, just after finishing season 1 of Fallout, is exactly what I was looking for, and it was the exact information that I needed. So.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
TK's Mantis is a good one, and for just general Fallout lore, Synonymous is another good one.
Yeah, I keep seeing those pop up in my feed too.
Yeah.
And I want to try to watch those. Also, shout out to Fallout Lorecast, which is a podcast. I don't think there's a video component. I think it's all just an audio podcast, but they're in like their 5th or 6th year at this point, and I started listening to it back when it started, and it was just it's great. It's just like every episode it was like about a single vault or a single thing or a single one of these, and it just goes really, really deep into that. So there's plenty of fucking Fallout sources, and that brings us to what our topic is today, because this is a Story Motors podcast. My name is Robert. That is Mike. Oh, I actually pointed the right way. And we are the Story Motors podcast. We've already said how we're doing.
Yep.
Yeah.
And today we're going to be talking about Skyrim.
Fuck yeah. So the Skyrim TV show. This is who I would cast. Walton Goggins as everybody.
Mm-hmm. And we get Henry Cavill to play another brooding, sword-wielding guy. No?
You say that as a joke, but I'd put fucking Henry Cavill in anything that I would produce. That man is a beauty and a god.
Don't worry. There is a 40K show allegedly in development.
Yeah, he's like the producer. He's like fucking doing it. So
yeah. So cannot wait to see that when it comes out, and then to hear how much of an asshole he is to everybody behind the scenes.
I can't wait for that to come out and for there to be a female character in it, and all of those fans to get, or all the shitty fans, not all of them.
Oh yeah, no, because the real loreheads know. Fucking Sisters of Battle, like they know what's up.
Yeah, I don't know shit about Warhammer other than there's multiple hammers, and they are mechs, right? Right? Are those mechs?
They have mechs in the game, sort of. We'll talk about 40K another day.
Okay.
Keep that thumb up. You're doing good. There you go, buddy.
We did a whole episode about mechs with our good friend OM Jesus last week. If you missed that, go ahead and go back and listen to that and watch me get increasingly drunk as I get increasingly more and more confused as to what the fuck a mech is.
It was a good time. Good time. I take it you didn't watch anything that we suggested.
I'm gonna be completely honest. I forgot what we talked about.
Perfect.
Messages, because I think I asked Jacob to like message me in Discord about it, and he didn't. So I forgot what I needed to watch.
I'll text you some stuff after we're done.
But yeah, I'm 100% still down to watch Robotech.
Yeah,
I think that's what it was. I can't remember.
That's one of them.
Okay, cool. Good enough for me. But today we are talking about the holy fuck incredible first season of Amazon Prime's Fallout TV show.
God damn. Big iron was not on my hip, it was in my pants.
Yeah, the big iron was right there in your pants, and
hey,
little bubble right here.
Him. That guy.
Little Walton Goggins pre-bomb.
Mm-hmm.
But by the way, now that I've said that, sorry, we are going to dive deep into spoiler country here in this episode. So if you haven't watched the show, if you're not caught up, it's fine. Don't listen to us. Nobody does anyway. But come back after you're finished.
Yeah, exactly. Go ahead and skip to, I don't know, the end. I don't know. You'll see us do the outro. It'll be fine.
Yeah. I mean, this is the intro. Just go ahead and come back after you finish the show because yeah, we're gonna dive deep into
Hmm.
major storylines in the show, Easter eggs, all that fun stuff, characters, and
Oh,
and what happens to them. So we're gonna get really deep into it. So if you haven't watched the show and you're interested in the show, do not listen to this just yet. But please, please, please come back once you're done and give us your thoughts down there in the comments or over on Twitter.
yes.
Okay. So Mike, just I'm gonna be completely honest. I'm just gonna go ahead and basically
Mhm.
steal the outline of the show from Kind of Funny screencast and in reviews. Give me an
Means
overhead. Just overall, what did you think about season one of Fallout?
I loved it on a variety of levels. I loved it as a fan of the games and the lore in general. I thought they did an amazing job with it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, as a fan of just storytelling in general, I loved that there were multiple storylines and just multiple characters with very different motivations
Mm-hmm.
that you got to follow and see as they intersect. That was great. Um, yeah, man. Just the flashbacks, the back and forth,
Yeah.
like it didn't feel forced, it didn't feel hokey. And Jesus, it just everything it did what a really good show to do, and it slowly built into something. And by the time you realized, oh shit, this all means something,
Yeah.
it kicked the door in, changed the TV channel, slapped your wife on the ass, and drank your last beer.
Yeah. Yeah. It was um, specifically about like the flashbacks is everything that they showed, which is an easy way to explain it, and it sounds like it would be the easiest thing to do. Every time you went back in the past, it was to build up to something that was actually happening
Yeah,
currently in the show. So it wasn't just, hey, let's go to the past because we can show what happens before the bombs fall. No, it's directly tied to this moment in the show, and this is kind of showing this and getting that character in the mindset in this moment, and it did a really good job of not spending too much time in the past, but enough time to where it helped the main story. Like I immediately think of like the I don't know if you ever watched it, the Assassin's Creed movie
uh,
when Michael Fassbender spends a shitload of time in the modern day and only a small amount of time, as the assassin in the Animus and stuff, and that definitely did that a disservice because like it or not, I mean, especially if you're going into this as a fan of the game, you want to see the Fallout universe. The lore is great and seeing the background of some things and getting some apparently canon almost
yeah,
confirmations of things that had always been rumored is great, but you want to see the nuclear wasteland. You want to see ghouls. You want to see raiders. You want to see monsters. You want to see vaults after the
yeah.
bombs. So I think they did an incredible job at balancing that in a perfect way. And as massive fans of the game, you and
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't played The Last of Us, okay, or The Last of Us Part Two. That's just I
Yeah.
haven't played those. I hear the show is great, but I also
Yeah.
hear that the show, just is a retelling of the game, which is fine. But the people that played the game loved the show, and it was made almost for them in mind, but also for you know the general audience in mind. And I think the show Fallout here does enough to please both audiences. Is please both audiences. I mean, I can't say that for certain because
Yeah.
I'm going into it knowing things, but
Yeah. I watched it this weekend with my girlfriend.
mm-hmm.
She does not play games really. Like she plays some dumb, like not dumb, like some mind like time wasting games
Yeah,
on her phone,
yeah,
but not really like she. I had my Xbox, my PlayStation, my PC, and all that stuff over there, and she just wanted nothing to do with it.
yeah,
But she would watch me play Fallout. Like she would just like sit and watch. So like playing the game, no. Full grasp of what was going on, not really. You
mm-hmm.
know, why did Chandler Bing shoot you in the beginning of this game? Let me tell you, honey. You know,
That a kick in the head.
right? But yeah, so she was a fan, sort of. Not like me and Robert are fans, but a fan nonetheless. But I think that might have actually. I feel like I could get her to start a character and actually put a little bit of time in, you know.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah, and it's. I mean, now's a fucking great time as we're recording this. There's a massive Fallout sale on I think both Xbox and Steam. I'm gonna pick up New Vegas on Steam tomorrow, and probably
yeah,
76 on Steam tomorrow, and probably 3. I'll be honest, they're dummy cheap right now.
yeah, I'm going to get. I already have 3, 4 New Vegas through Xbox, but
Hmm.
I want to mob them. So I'm going to get them all again on Steam. I'm also probably going to get 76 on Steam because
Yeah,
fuck it,
yeah.
why not? Um, if I can divest myself a little bit more from the Xbox marketplace, that ecosystem, you know.
Well, really quick, one cool thing about Steam Fallout 76 is that you can join the kind of the beta channels for upcoming things in 76. Usually about 2 weeks before they go live for everybody. So some of it is just, hey, here's a list of fixes that we're gonna do that we're kind of testing in that server for a while. But then when the big things come out, it's like, hey, go to the test server and you can play, Atlantic City stuff now, so that we can kind of get some bug fixes in before it goes live to the public. So
Yeah, that's rad. But yeah, so just a heads up, if you do want to get some of these games, like if you specifically want to get New Vegas and have it not be a buggy, janky nightmare like the total vanilla version is, PC Gamer did a write up of how to do it, but it all really rests with you buying the ultimate edition of the
mhm.
game, i.e., spending I think $7 instead of $2.50 on
Yeah,
Steam to
I
get
mean,
it. So,
right now as we're recording, the Ultimate Edition is $5, but
oh
that
yeah,
sale will end, well
I think
after we've posted this episode. So, but
yeah.
it's
So,
probably going to go on sale again soon. Let's be honest.
oh yeah, yeah, for real. But yeah, definitely gonna be picking up 3, 4 New Vegas and 76 on Steam. So,
Yeah, yeah,
it's goddamn.
yeah. I know we watched or last week, as we're recording this, on the day that the show was supposed to drop on the Thursday, it came out a day early. So I
Mm-hmm.
watched, I think, 1 or 2 episodes that first night, and then the next day, we all jumped into some Fallout 76. Myself, Mike, a couple of streamer friends of ours, OM Jesus, and Verum Dex. We all were doing like a 4-person Fallout 76 playthrough, and
Yeah.
yeah, if I wasn't balls deep into Infinite Wealth right now, I'd be even more balls deep back into 76, going through all that content again.
For real. Like it is
So,
this is a great time to get into 76, by the way. Like
yeah.
the player count is up, and if you and your friends all watch the show and you're all hyped on it, that game is like it's fine enough just rolling solo. But
Yeah.
man, with a crew, with your buddies, ooh, oh,
Yeah,
it's so much better.
I played the majority, or I played pretty much all of the storyline of 76 solo, just with nobody on my team, just solo playing through the game, just kind of as a
Yeah.
Fallout game. And story wise, great. But when you have a team together and you're doing like the world events and you're doing missions with them and doing dungeons with them,
Yeah.
yeah,
It's
it's a fucking killer time.
it's so much fun. It
Yeah.
is so much
So
goddamn.
so,
But
but I mean, I can talk about how incredible the Fallout games are, but we only have a
we're here
limited
to
amount of time here.
we're here to talk
And
about how incredible that show was.
yeah, we're gonna talk about how incredible the fucking Fallout TV show is, and how it doesn't break the canon of New Vegas,
Nope.
dorks. Um,
Stop complaining.
Also, a little tangent, because a
Yeah.
lot of people, there's been a hubbub online of, oh, it breaks the canon of New Vegas, or it breaks this canon or this canon. Canon's not real. We all know this,
Yeah.
okay? And
Like
and
yeah.
I I know it's not real. I like it in the sense that I think it kind of, on one hand, it kind of challenges the writers to be like, hey, here's a bit of set of rules that you've got to work with, and they have to figure out how to kind of keep it in there.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, if the writers of the show do something in the show and it doesn't exactly match up with the game, it's not the end of the fucking world. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Seriously.
So
Like yeah, the people who are complaining the loudest about like, oh, it breaks the canon. Oh, like that's not how this would work. Yada
yeah,
yada yada.
Yeah.
These are the dudes who just love to get mad online and just like yell at people that don't look like them, i.e., look like me. Yeah,
Yeah.
like they don't look like me or Robert. So, that's a lot of the people who are complaining. And if you're going to leave an angry comment, I really need you to think about what you're about to do.
Yeah. And also, I mean,
Because,
thanks for the
yeah, thanks for
engagement.
the engagement.
Yeah.
Fucking love that. I don't know.
Yeah.
Get
Yeah.
fucking mad, nerd. But
Get
just
wrecked.
realize that you're proving my point. Like, the angrier your comment is, the more right I am. So, fucking
Perfect.
hit me with it, daddy. I don't give a shit.
Comment me, daddy ass.
Like, uh, god damn.
Oh god, I gotta go light, like right here on my
Get
dumb
late.
face. It's kind of dark, and I just have the light
Hello.
of the. Actually, no, it's over here. I have like my overhead light, and then I've got a TV over here that somebody is currently speed running Yakuza Kenzen on, which I think is like a Dragon Ishin, but like the original version, or I might be completely wrong. I don't know. PS3 game, 2008. Let me know in the comments. But
Um, yeah,
yeah, let's
let's get
fucking
into
jump
this.
into this series, and we are gonna kind of break down almost episode to episode, just things that we remember, kind of major storyline beats. What I ended up doing, starting from about episode 6 on, which is only like about the second half or the last few episodes, is I was taking notes as the show was going on with my theories and with what I thought was going to happen. And then I would kind of answer those later on when you find out. So I'll bring those up, and then you can hear what I was thinking at the time and be like, no, this motherfucker was so wrong, or he's right because he's a genius.
Yeah. I so I had plans to watch it once with my girlfriend and enjoy it, and then watch it again and take notes. And my weekend kind of imploded, so it was a struggle to get through the series
Hmm.
just the one time. Um, yeah, if you've made it this far and you haven't like turned us off, I will give you a word of advice. Don't get super zooted for this because let me tell you, you're gonna fall asleep at some point
Yeah,
for not a long time.
the
Like
recap
maybe
juice is for the podcast.
yes. Like
Okay.
even if you drift off for like 5 minutes, I rewatched a bunch of stuff on Sunday, and I'm like, this is new information that
Yeah.
makes a lot of this other stuff make total fucking sense.
Wait a minute. He was a ghoul? That's the same guy?
Oh, you mean to tell me this fella without the nose is this guy? What? What's going on here?
Yeah. That's
No.
that was one of the things that I remember when they were talking about the show and like what people can expect. And one of the things they brought up was, oh, there's going to be we're going to tell the origin of Vault Boy.
Of yeah.
And a lot of people online, like myself included, honestly, are like, what are they? The fuck are they doing? That doesn't. What's gonna be the point of that other than just like dumb, fucking maybe fan service of shit that people didn't even care about? And then by the time you realize that you've been watching the the
Yeah.
like how it created, you're like, oh, wait a minute, oh
Yeah.
shit, that's him.
Yeah, that was a holy fucking shit.
Yeah,
Like,
and
honey,
and
we
it's
gotta
not and it's not like a big reveal. It's a
no.
big reveal in the sense that you figure out what's happening, but it's not like it's you're hit over the head with this like, oh boom, Vault Boy. It's
No,
just
like
you watching it and you notice.
yeah, it builds into it.
Yeah,
Like
even from the
it
first scene of episode one.
mm-hmm. Yeah. Like uh
Yeah. Which speaking of, let's jump into episode one.
mm-hmm.
We
Let's
opened
get
up.
into it.
Yeah, I believe when we opened up, and now I didn't take notes on episode one, so I might have things kind of jumbled in my head where they go. But you kind of open up on all three main characters, starting with, I believe, the ghoul,
Yes.
but pre-war.
Yep. Pre-war.
So
Is
he is Cooper Howard, played
mhm.
by Walton Goggins, Hollywood actor who or apparently you find out he's like a very famous Hollywood actor, played a cowboy in a lot of movies, but at this point in his life, he is playing a cowboy for children's birthday parties.
Yes. And this is one of those, like, that scene is brilliant with the dad taking the pictures. And the other dad's like, why is he doing this? One word,
It's like,
alimony.
oh, yeah. Which doesn't really make sense because he's got his daughter. But
I mean,
but I think that's just a line, like, oh, he's doing it for the alimony money.
Yeah, well, I mean, because he's got to pay his wife alimony.
Yeah.
That is,
oh yeah, and yeah, never mind. Child support. Yeah, that's on me. That's on me.
Listen, when you have enough divorced friends, as I do, you have as many people who have fostered broken homes.
Yeah,
you'll learn a thing or two.
Yeah.
But yeah, so he is reprising his role as, cowboys at this children's birthday party to ostensibly earn money for alimony payments. But he's there with his daughter, and one guy keeps asking him to do the thumb thing.
Yeah, as the one father is taking pictures, he has his wife go and get a picture with Cooper Howard because she's probably a big fan. And then the dad holding the camera is like, "Hey, do the thumb thing." And he's like, "What?" And he's like, "Yeah, do the thumb thing." And he's like, "No, I'm not going to do the thumb thing." And once again, if you don't know who Vault Boy is, you're just like, "Oh, whatever." But
yeah, like I didn't know what the fuck that was about. Like at the beginning of the show,
immediately like pictured that. Like that's because he's wearing like the blue with like the yellow bolo tie, and honestly, because in the back of my mind, I had remembered, "Hey, we're telling you the origin of Vault Boy," and I was like, the thumb thing, like, is that the thumb thing? And then the scene keeps going, and they finish up, and they're cleaning up, and as he and his daughter are cleaning up everything, they kind of look into this house. This kind of seems like a rich family, and they're watching. They've got the news on, and the news is talking about potential nuclear war, and the mom turns it off, and all the kids are eating cake.
Puts on Grognak the Barbarian.
Yes, puts on Grognak the Barbarian, and all the kids are eating cake. His daughter looks in the window, and she's like, "Oh, can I get some cake?" And he's like, "You know what? Let me go ahead and try that for you." And I think at some point they talk, and she's like, "What do you mean about the thumb thing?"
Yeah. So first she asks about the thumb thing.
Yeah.
And this is where we also learn he's not just a Hollywood actor; he is a veteran, not just of anything, but the Alaska campaign.
Yeah.
So
you actually, I believe you play through part of that in Fallout 3. Well, simulation.
Yes.
Anchorage.
Yep.
Operation Anchorage.
So, yeah, and he explains that, when a bomb drops, you stick your arm out and you look at it with your thumb, and if the cloud's smaller than your thumb, turn and run. If it's bigger than your thumb, don't bother running.
Yeah, because you're too close.
Yep. Yeah.
And then daughter asks for cake, and he's like, "Let me go see if I can rustle you up a piece," which was just adorable. And then he's looking this way, she's looking out at Los Angeles, and she sees an explosion.
Mm-hmm.
And she just asks, "Hey, Dad, is it your thumb or mine?" And the dad's like, "What?" And he turns around, and you can tell that he's kind of scared, and he's like, "No, that's just an explosion." And then you see it turn into the mushroom cloud. Yeah, that's just a fire,
honey. It's just smoke from a fire, honey. It's okay. And then, the shockwave just rushing across the valley and up at them. Oh,
that's a great fucking shot.
Oh yeah, and then just the slow-mo. You just see the chaos unfold. Him grabbing his daughter, putting her on the horse, and them riding out. Birthday dad grabbing the kid and the wife, running to their
nuclear shelter that they have. Yeah. It's not a Vault-Tec one, just like a
it's just a
nuclear shelter.
It is. If you are me and Robert's age, your parents might remember actually building a fallout shelter in their basement. My parents are definitely old enough to remember that and duck and cover drills and all that stuff, because there was a very real possibility of the clock going past midnight and the end of the world happening.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So, like,
there was at my old junior high school, I still
Oh,
remember there is like a sign. There's a fallout shelter there,
yeah,
just kind of underneath one of the buildings, and there's a sign on the wall, just like an old,
yeah.
dilapidated
Same.
fallout shelter sign. And I wanted to steal it so bad, but I never did.
The same thing at my old junior high before they tore it down. Like there were
Yeah,
these huge ones because they were like massive. They were almost like vaults.
yeah,
But I mean, they were huge. They extended under like the soccer field complex behind the school. Like it was massive. But
yeah.
so yeah, you see, birthday dad grabbed the son and his wife, and the neighbor that he was talking to runs up with his wife and like, hey, let us get in there. And birthday dad just punches the shit
Yeah,
out of him.
he's like, no, there's not room, and he's like, come on, and he just knocks him out,
Just
gets in, and
bam.
closes the door.
Yup.
And then we
Because
see we see Cooper and his daughter on a horse
riding away
riding
as
away. Yeah,
LA is just getting fucking peppered with
yeah.
air bursts. Oh,
And then the shot of them kind of on the hill, kind of riding away on the horse, and then you see LA, and you see more and more
yup.
fucking bombs coming on.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
it's incredible to see. It obviously reminded me of the opening of Fallout 4, where you see the
yeah.
world before everything
Like,
happens.
yeah. And then you see the moment when it, like, the, the point of no return.
Yeah.
Like, there is no going back.
It's not there's one bomb and we can rebuild. It's no, we're done.
Yeah, it is. Every, the two parties hit the button.
Yeah, the Great
There's
War
no
is
coming
here
back.
and we all lost.
Yup. That is, man, there are a lot of overarching messages in this show, and that is one of them.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
there are
War
no good,
never
or never,
changes.
and there are no good guys in war.
No. No.
Like, nope.
Except for
So,
Walton Goggins. So,
that is very true.
yeah.
Love
But
Goggins.
But we cut from the past to
Yeah.
the present with I believe then did we get to Lucy then?
Yeah,
Because
we
I don't
go to
think we
Lucy.
actually see the ghoul for a while. Yeah, so we go
Nope,
from the
we do not.
past where the bombs dropped to Lucy McLean, resident
Yep,
of Vault 32 or 33, sorry,
33.
and it's one of the parts from the trailer where she's talking about herself, essentially doing, talking about what her character's build is.
Yeah, she's giving you her stats.
Yeah, she's giving you her stats and what her perks
Yeah,
and
it
her
is
things are. Yeah.
an A+ student excelling in repair, speech, and science.
Yeah.
Yep. And then she hits the line, her reproductive organs are intact.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, what the shit?
You're like, that's okay. That's a weird thing to just bring up, but keep going.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, I understand like all of these idiots in these vaults, like they're a special kind. But
Yeah.
that was a weird thing. And then it turns out that there are arranged marriages, sort of, between the vaults. Like
Yeah,
one
because
vault sends up, yeah,
it turns out, I mean, you see very quickly that Vault 33 is one of three in
mm-hmm.
a series of vaults, 31, 32, and 33, that routinely does swaps for reproductive purposes to keep them going, because
Yeah,
after a while everyone in one vault is a cousin and you can only do
yeah,
cousin stuff for so long.
yeah. Eventually, you end up looking like 17th century European
Yeah.
royalty, and that's not
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Like Jesus Christ, there's a reason that continent wanted to tear itself apart regularly.
Because war never changes. It's
And
all
you're
about
fucking your cousin,
wanting to fuck your cousin.
first cousin.
So yeah, this scene continues, and she is actually applying because her reproductive organs are intact, they're working, but she has
Yep.
been unable to find a reproductive mate because no one there is not related to her by blood.
Yeah, except
So
your cousin.
she is applying.
Apparently, they
to
did
be,
stuff with.
Yeah, of course they did.
That was a fuck. I nearly
I need
spit
to
out my
find
beer
those
when I saw that.
quotes.
Yeah.
Cousin
Oh,
stuff.
so she.
But there's what was the quote here? After 10 years of cousin stuff, I'm finally ready for the real thing.
Yeah.
which is a thing
Which,
said by
oh,
Lucy. But she is
yeah, that was one of those just like, oh, yeah, like I
yeah, that
nearly
comes
spit
up and
out
you're
my beer
like
when I heard that. I'm like, no,
you're like you
no, no,
hear it and you're
no.
like, why is that here? Well, no, that makes sense. Yeah, I mean they're all just
Mm-hmm.
living together and they're gonna be blood related at some point. That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
But she's applying to go to or be paired up with somebody from Vault 32
Yep.
to reproduce, which essentially would mean
Yes.
she's moving over to Vault 32. She gets approved for this, and the process gets started almost immediately.
Actually, no. The
Oh, it's 32,
reader
32 is coming
32
here.
comes to 33. Yeah.
Yes. No, you're right. You're right. You're right. Yeah, because
Yep.
they
Yep.
end up in their room. Um, so
Mm-hmm.
the process gets approved,
Yep.
and then we kind of immediately go to it.
Yep. We go to Lucy signing her name on the one wedding dress in this
Yeah.
fucking vault. Um, and talking to the pregnant gal. Can't remember her name. And then cut to a fucking cornfield wedding.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, like what the shit? Like,
Yeah, there's the wedding built up in a cornfield in the vault in the
yes,
sunshine with the sun up and down and everything and the warmth, and it's slowly revealed that the entire facade of the sunshine is just a projector all around the room. But they do
yeah,
grow corn there, and that's kind of one of the main reasons that that's how they've got food.
yeah,
Um, but then she's ready for the wedding. They go to the adjoining vault door with Vault 32,
yeah.
and the person in charge of opening the door is like, "Oh, it doesn't work. There's no power. The door's not opening. I don't know
Oh,
why. I put my thing
it's
in. The
gonna,
door's not working.
it's gonna take at least a week.
It's gonna take at least a week." And Lucy
Mm-hmm.
goes up to him, and his name is Chet, and she's like,
Shit.
"Chet, this, it's not broken." And he's like, "Yeah, but you need to marry me." And she's like, "We can't. We're cousins. It was fun when we
Yeah,
were younger. It's
that's
not supposed to be like this."
and
And it's
that's when I
like, just
yelled out Iowa hello.
uh,
Yep.
and she's like, "No,
Uh,
open the door." And he's like, he's sad, but he does it.
yep, he doesn't.
Opens the door to the dwellers of Vault 32,
Yep.
and they kind of walk and they meet in the middle.
Yep.
And there's a nice little beat where she's talking to her friend, the pregnant person whose name once again I can't remember, um, who will definitely come up later. But she's
Yep.
like, "I don't know what this person's gonna look like,"
Yeah.
and
And
is kind of scared of it. And she's like, "Yeah, I did the same thing, and now I'm with my husband, and blah blah blah." And he's right there. And then the arranged husband comes through, and you see him, and he looks kind of hot. And then you hear the pregnant friend being like, "Aw," while her
yeah.
husband's right there, and he's just, um,
Oh, but before that, as the entirety of the vault is walking towards the door, Lucy's brother, like, aren't you afraid, like, he's gonna look terrible? Like, aren't you afraid he's gonna be an idiot? Like, or like, what are you about? Like, big butts, big fronts, like what?
yeah,
And the dad, Hank, overseer, played by Kyle MacLachlan, which was fucking great casting.
Hank McLean
Yes,
or McLean,
says,
however you want to pronounce it. Yeah,
yeah, he's just like, it doesn't matter what he looks like; it's what's on the inside that counts. And it's just like, god damn right.
which means his semen.
Yep.
Yeah.
Speaking of, wedding happens. They smash a glass and a towel. I don't know. I'm just assuming they're Jewish at this point.
Probably.
No,
Would
you
imagine.
know. Yep. But they're eating, and her first question to her new husband is, "What's your sperm count?"
And he's like, "What?" And she's like, "Yeah, you must know, but your doctor must be doing routine checks."
Yeah. And this is like when he couldn't answer the question. That's what I'm like. Either something's fucked up in Vault 32,
Yeah.
or like,
Or something else is going on. I had a little bit of a thought, not necessarily right when they showed up, but just the unkemptness of his hair even. And you
yeah,
kind of, you're like, "Oh, that's a different look." Okay, whatever. And
yeah,
then the wedding happens and they're all at the table eating, and then you start
mhm,
to notice some of the other Vault 32 people that are just kind of eating like they've never eaten this way before and just kind of pulling food off of other people's tables and all this stuff. And as you look more and more, there's like, I believe there's like eye patches and stuff, and there's things that are completely out of the
Yeah, there's
ordinary, or out of
like
what 33's ordinary is.
yeah, there is a lady there who has like, I'm assuming it was a full on back piece, but you can see it like coming up out of the back of
Yeah.
her jumpsuit, and it's like, oh no.
Yeah, you're like, this is probably not good.
Yeah, it took
And
me a
the whole
second
thing is
watch.
set up by the when the Vault 32 initially comes in, the overseer Hank says to the overseer of 32, "Oh, I'm so sorry to hear about the previous overseer. You know, I hope you guys are getting on well." And the overseer from Vault 32 is like, "Yes, thank you. He was a good man." Blah blah blah.
Yeah,
And they get started on this, and
yeah.
then her new husband is like, "Hey, why don't you show me where we're gonna live?"
Mhm.
So they leave and they go to what is now their new dorm as a married couple in the vault,
Yep.
while everybody else is still partying.
Oh,
And
yeah.
she's showing him around the vault and saying, "Look at all this! Look at all this the stuff. It's great. We've got this, and they gave us this, and gave us this." And as she's talking about the vault, he's taking his vault suit off, and she turns
Mhm.
around to him just completely butt ass naked.
Yep.
And that's, I believe, this is the first time that you hear
Okie
"Okie
dokie.
dokie." And
Yup.
they just, start bumping uglies
Mhm.
on the table, getting real happy about it.
Oh yeah. And then it ends,
And then it ends. Yep,
as all good things do.
Yep, they're laying in bed, and he gets up and wipes himself off on the curtains.
We've all been to hotels.
Did you-
We've done that before.
Did you notice that?
Yep.
Yeah,
That
he
was-
gets up and he's wiping himself, and she's just like, "Huh, that's weird."
Huh. Yeah, and then he keeps wandering around, like looking at things. Like this is the first time he's ever fucking seen this stuff.
Yeah,
And earlier, before the tabletop fuck session, she points out, "Oh, and look at this new blender we've got," and this that takes the craft from the blender, fills it with water from the sink, and just starts pounding it.
yeah,
Like he has not drank clean water in a very long time.
yeah.
Lucy gets up and is like, "Huh." She grabs her Pip Boy, turns it on, and the radiate
It
fucking-
just starts going crazy.
Yup.
Yeah. And then is that
Yeah.
about the time that she's like, "Oh, the radiation," and then you start hearing noises?
Yep.
Yeah.
Where she says, "Raider," and then you hear the noises. And then he says, "Gotta be honest with you, this was the best day of my life." And then he
Yeah.
proceeds to try and kill her.
Yep.
Yep.
With the things, and this set up one of my kind of one of the first things. The Pit Boy first off with the Rads warning, and this fight happens. He stabs her in the gut
Yeah.
with a knife, and I
Real
think
good.
she grabs the blender bit, and that's what she hits him in the
Yeah.
face with to get
Yeah.
him off of her, and it just tears up his face and his jaw, and he's down.
She hits him with it first, and it
Yeah.
breaks. And then he gets back up and starts choking her, and she's just like, she dropped it in the sink. She
Yeah.
then grabs it and then just hits him again. It
Yeah.
rips his face.
Rips
Yeah,
his
it was-
face, like hits him right in the cheek, rips his face off, his jaw. It's all fucked up. He falls to the ground dead, and it's glorious. And
Mhm.
the thing that made me happiest out of all that, besides him being dead, is she grabs the stim pack. That's the same exact
Yep.
stim pack that you see in the games.
Yep.
She puts it in and hits the button, and it's the sound effect of the stim pack from the games. And you're
Yep.
just like, these fucking showmakers knew exactly what the fuck they were doing and knew exactly
Yeah.
what little tiny things would pop stupid idiots like me. And it's just that
Yeah.
dumb little sound of the stim pack.
Like, yeah,
And you're like, what the?
Yeah.
You didn't need to do that, but you did it, and thank you.
yeah. And that's fucking. God. And then, so, real quick, the blender face ripping does not kill this fella.
Yeah, I know, that was a spoiler for later.
Sorry.
She assumes
No.
he's dead.
Yeah, so she runs out.
Yeah.
She grabs the dart gun, which is an original creation for the show.
Yeah.
Does not appear in any of the games. And she goes to see what the fuck is going on. And oh my God.
Chaos.
This is when I'm like, all of these idiots in this vault, by and large, they are in like the classic, like, what is your alignment thing?
Mm-hmm.
They are all lawful good with pretty low intelligence. So it's
Yeah.
just like they are
Yeah, they're
going to
not
do
high
the right
intelligence
thing.
builds.
It is,
No
the book
perception
says this is
whatsoever.
the good thing. Yes, actually, no, they're high intelligence, dick for perception.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Fuck. Like, I am going to rob you people blind. And
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you I'm going to rob you blind.
And you're
And you're
probably
going
going
to
to be
give
fine with
me
it. You're
all
going
of
to
the
thank
gold.
me.
Yeah, like you're going to say, that was a nice fellow. We should give him some more money when we see him next time. But yeah, she just sees the chaos ensuing and her poor fellow Vault 33ers just getting their shit rocked.
Yeah. And the raiders have weapons and they have guns. And if you notice, they are
Oh,
like
yeah.
the pipe guns,
They
which,
have some pipe guns and they
yeah.
also raided the armory. So
Yeah.
they've got like proper pre-war
They've got
weaponry.
actual pre-war tech, but yeah, they've got the pipe
Oh,
guns
yeah.
from the game, which is typically like your first fucking gun that you pick up that you stop using
Yep.
once you hit level 2.
Yeah.
But it was
Once you
just cool to
find something
see.
better.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was cool to see that in the world where
Mm-hmm.
you're like they could have probably just done, hey, they've got regular guns. No, once again, it's those tiny details that help for the people who know the games. But if you don't know the game, you just see gun.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
You know. Um,
I mean,
oh my god, I was so confused there. I forgot that my camera is flipped, and I put my hands up, and I thought that this was this, and I was like, "What the fuck am I?" Oh no, that's my watch. Okay. Um,
object permanence.
subject,
Yeah.
yay.
Um, yeah, like it's just like Lucy is just seeing all of this happen, and she sees her brother trying to hide. Like she knows what she's got to do, but two things that really stuck out to me. One that cemented these idiots just being like, you have negative, you have a negative perception model.
Yeah.
Like that means your roll was so low that the game said no. Like I'm holding a banana in front of your face and I'm asking you to find the banana. And you immediately turn around and run to the other side of the room and start looking for a banana. Like that's how dumb. So
That's how dumb some of these motherfuckers are.
two two of the people from Vault 33, who I assume were just in the kitchen and didn't like hear any of this shit happening, are rolling a fucking cake out, and one guy's like, "Get the Jello cake out of here!"
Yeah. Yeah.
And then, you know, watching a dude get shot in the face,
Oh.
shooting the raider, shooting through the guy's face that he just, blew off, shooting the other two Vault 33.
Yeah.
Just that was brilliant. And then it was the raider going up to Chet, and Chet's like, "Please don't make me use violence," and him just taking a big old fucking rip of Jet. Like, oh buddy,
Yeah.
that was, man.
And at some point you see the pregnant vault dweller get stabbed in the eye with a fork.
Yup.
And then Lucy shows back up in here. She's wearing the dress still with the knife wound.
Still.
She's got the dart gun. And she sees she's trying to figure out what the hell's going on. She shoots a couple of people. And then the husband comes back in. His face is fucking hanging off.
Oh no! So she hides her brother in
Yes,
a
in
thing.
like an under
And
thing
then-
because her brother hasn't grown since he was on Hannah Montana.
Yeah, he
And
is
he was Miley's little brother. He's the same size.
awkward looking fella.
Might be 15, might be 85. Who knows?
We don't know,
Yeah.
but we know he's
But
got a
she hides her
401k.
brother because she loves her brother. Goes in there, shoots a dude, fucks him up. Husband comes in, starts attacking her, and then Hank, the overseer, comes in. I forget exactly how it goes, but I know that
Oh,
they're fighting and he grabs his head, shoves it into the barrel of pickles
yeah.
until he
He's
stops
got a
moving.
shovel. He
Yes.
hits him twice with the shovel, and I'm sitting there just like, oh, Hank, this is when you reveal you're from the outside. Finish the job with the shovel. And then no. And I'm like,
Nope.
God damn it.
Nope.
Marine is fucking pissed off at you. Angry gas mask noises.
Then yeah, he there's a
40K
barrel
joke.
of pickles and water there, and he puts the dude's head in the pickles. And the only thing I could think of is I'm like, Hank, no one's gonna be able to eat those now.
Yeah, I was pissed. I'm just like, those are some
Like,
good fucking pickles. Look at
probably
them. They're
some good
huge.
pickles, and yeah, we're gonna have to get rid of all of them. Thanks a lot, Hank.
Fucking Hank. Anyway, so they run off to try to, I don't know, see what's going on elsewhere. And then Hank is grabbed by the leader of the Raiders, who we learn called Daver. And
Yeah,
she's got
Moldaver,
an
which I had
axe
to
to
write down quite a few times. Yeah, Moldaver.
grab. It was one of those, I am looking at a fucking thing
Yeah,
here.
yeah,
Yep. So, but yeah, she has an axe to grind. She has 5 vault dwellers. Chet, one-eyed pregnant lady, a couple more that you see regularly, tied up. Hank is there, and there's Lucy. And she said, Moldaver says, "Gotta choose them or your daughter." Hank shoves Lucy in a closet.
yeah. And he starts to grab her and run out with her, and your first thought is, oh, I mean, that was an easy choice.
Yeah.
And then yeah, he opens up like a closet, shoves her in there, and it's got obviously a window, and locks her
Yep.
in, and it's just like,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, you're my world.
Yep.
Moldaver takes him, and there's a bomb
He,
next to all the people, and as they leave, and she goes to press the button to have this bomb go on, she turns around and she's like, you guys should do what you're best at, run. And they get up and they run out, and obviously
yep.
Lucy can't go anywhere, but she's safe in that little
Yeah.
place. Bomb goes off and blows the door in between 33 and 32, kind of blocking that off, and she escapes with Overseer Hank.
Okay. Yes. Who has been shot with like 7 fucking
Yeah,
tranquilizers. And all I could think of was Ace Ventura when nature calls, when he just keeps getting shot by fucking tranquilizer darts as he's running away. Oh god.
yeah.
So
So he gets
and
taken, and I believe that's where we end with that story.
yep, smash cut to Wendover.
Utah.
Yep. I I haven't confirmed this because I haven't really looked, but I swear to God, everything about this Brotherhood of Steel camp is Wendover, Utah, specifically the old airfield.
Yeah, I know it was filmed in Utah because like fucking Fox 13 posted about it all over Facebook, being like, "Oh, this new show filmed in Utah," and it's like, "This new show? You mean Fallout?" Yeah, definitely tell
Yeah,
your viewers to watch Fallout.
yes,
Um,
please do.
yeah, but we cut to the Brotherhood of Steel camp. It doesn't say it's in Utah, but I mean, we just know that's where it was filmed.
Yeah, it's
And we meet up with Maximus,
who's getting the
who's
shit
getting
kicked out
his
of him.
yeah, getting his ass kicked by a bunch of other recruits.
Mm-hmm.
Does not fight back though. Noticeable.
Nope.
Like he does not swing back. He gets beat up
Oh,
until somebody comes out and kind of stops them, and then he just gets up and he's like, okay. And then he goes and finds his friend and says something about like latrine duty is a 2-man job, and cuts to him
yep.
digging a hole with a giant fucking toilet
Yep.
behind him.
Yep. Just dragging that toilet. Yep.
Yeah.
So
So
yeah. So there
more
they
recap
are.
juice.
Gotta have that recap juice. Little bummed. I have a closet bar that I can't really get into.
I believe in you.
Um,
But we
Thank
see
you.
more of the recruits. He's got a friend there whose name I don't know if you've got it.
Dane,
Huh?
aspirant Dane
Aspirin
is his
Dane.
friend. Yep.
Yeah, Aspirin is the rank. Dane
Yes.
is his friend. Aspirin Dane and Maximus are kind of friends, and Aspirin Dane knows that Maximus is just like getting his shit kicked in.
Yeah.
And while they're kind of talking, they see the vertibird fly in, and they see what apparently has been confirmed to be
Is
Pridwin.
Yes, it is the Pridwind.
is the Pridwin from Fallout 4, which theoretically means that only a couple of the potential endings for Fallout 4 are canon, which once
Yeah.
again does not really matter, but
Yeah.
I like the idea that okay, we've got a few choices here. We're gonna go with this, and this is gonna be this story. Where there could very well have been a story where there wasn't the Pridwin, but the Pridwin was
Yeah.
a major point in Fallout 4, and now it is
Hmm.
at this Brotherhood camp with vertibirds, and the vertibirds bring in power
Bunch of
armor.
knights.
A
Yep.
bunch of knights in their
5.
T60 power armor.
Yep. Gorgeous, polished, just great.
Beautiful.
Love it. Yeah.
Obviously, bastions of humanity. All of them.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So, uh, obviously, this means doings are afoot. And that means some of the aspirants are going to become squires because every knight has a squire.
Mm-hmm.
Much like it was in Arthurian England, it is in the 23rd century. So, some things are too good to die, I guess.
The more things change, the more things stay the same.
Exactly.
My good friend Bob Young said that before. Neil Young.
Bobby.
Bob Costas.
There it is.
Yeah, got there.
You came full circle. I'll appreciate that. Anyway.
So later on, he's still doing latrine duty. Aspirin Dane comes up and says, "Hey, follow me." And he's like, "No, we got to do this thing. It's a 2-person job." And Aspirin Dane's like, "No.
You need to come with me.
You need to come with me right now."
Mm-hmm.
And they leave latrine duty and they go. Aspirin Dane leads Maximus to the shed with the power armor. On the power armor stands, once again, directly ripped from Fallout 4, Fallout 76.
Yeah.
Just hanging. It's got the hooks in the shoulder, hanging on there.
Yeah.
And as they're talking, I believe it was one of the Brotherhood, not the Knights, not the Scribes.
No.
One of the other leadership finds them in there, and they're like, no, sorry, don't blame Maximus. I brought him in here, and it's like, Aspirin Dane, come with me, and just takes Aspirin Dane, leaves Maximus there, doesn't say anything.
Don't you have a shovel you need to get back to?
Yeah.
It's basically like the vibe.
Yeah.
Like, don't you need to go dig a hole so I can take a shit?
So takes Aspirin Dane away, and then later on we cut to Maximus kind of alone, going back to the bunk, and a bunch of Aspirins run over and they're celebrating. Aspirin Dane goes up to him and is like, "Hey, a bunch of us just got chosen to become squires and go out with these knights right now, and I was one of them."
Yeah.
And you see Max is you can tell that Maximus is happy for his friend, but also like, why? Like, I'm just getting my shit kicked in here. I'm not fighting back. I'm doing everything that I'm told to do. Why was I not picked?
Yeah. Why you? Why not me?
Yeah.
Yep. And then, next scene. Oh, it was a great scene of him just being pissed and like ripping apart one of the fucking like trailer toilets.
Yeah.
Which I'm just like, yeah, man. Nah, like that thing is
gonna help.
shit and pit. Yeah, like that is rage. But then cut to the next morning, and you get that beautiful panning shot of the barracks with a close up of a dude just pounding his meat.
Yeah.
Blanket.
Yeah, you're inside the barracks with all the beds, and there's just a dude in the front of the shot on the right, and just going fucking to town.
Yeah. Which I'm just like, all right, buddy, it ain't that big. Like, calm down.
Yeah, come on, man. What are you doing? You doing this for the camera? You don't even know the camera's there. Come on.
Yeah.
And that is punctuated by just the most blood-curdling scream.
Yep. Dane is on the edge of their bed. They pulled on their boots, and then Maximus runs over to see what the fuck is happening, and Dane pulls off their boot, and there's a big fucking razor blade in there.
Yeah, there's a big fuck off razor blade where to the point where you would be like, if you grabbed your shoe, you would have fucking seen that.
Like you would have, but like it would have changed the heft of your fucking boot.
Yeah, but there's a big fuck off razor blade just inside the shoe. So right as Aspirin Dane put their foot into it, sliced up the foot, and the only way to get it out,
back out.
Yeah, foot and ankle back out. Yeah. Aspirin Dane cannot walk. This is
and Maximus runs. Yeah, Maximus runs over because he is concerned about his friend,
Yeah.
And then cut to him getting black bagged and dragged over to a derelict C-130, where he is then fucking killed by one of the higher ups with a fucking knight in the background in their power armor just storming back and forth.
Yeah. Which obviously is not going to
Yeah,
be insane or anything, and not going to be scary. For
yeah,
sure.
no, like it was, but it was great. That was a fucking brilliant scene.
Yeah.
Because like you could have been ham-fisted and like really focused on like the knight being there, that stuff. But no, it was just like you literally just saw it like walking in the background like a fucking cat in somebody's house. It was really like dialogue driven, you know.
And the
The
whole scene is the leader essentially being like, "Hey, do you know what happened to Aspirin Dane? Do you know who did
Yeah,
this?" And he's like, "No." And the leader's like, "Well, all of your fellow recruits say you did it. So why
yeah.
did you do it? Tell me you did it.
We gave you
We gave you a
food.
home, or
Um,
we
we
gave you a
gave you
name,
education. Yeah,
food." And you're like, "Did you
an
name him food?" No,
education,
never mind. No, that was a yeah. Give you a name, food,
education.
education. Yeah.
Just all of this cult shit, and it's just like, god damn.
Yeah, and
And
it's
then
this
Maximus,
it's this scene specifically that I think kind of really starts to nail home the idea that the Brotherhood of Steel isn't the army.
no,
It's
it's
much
a
more.
techno
It's
cult.
yeah, it's a techno cult essentially.
Yeah,
So it's like we gave you all this stuff to
yeah,
we saved you from here, and I believe is this where you get the first flashback to Maximus as a kid, or is that
yeah.
still in a
Why
couple
did you?
episodes?
No, it is here.
Yes.
Yeah. Why did you join the Brotherhood?
Yeah, and
And he
instead
says,
of I want to be strong, no, it's I want to hurt the people who hurt me, and you get the flashback of young Maximus coming out of the
crawling out.
refrigerator,
Yeah,
and he sees the power armor, the Brotherhood Knight, right
yeah,
there, and it kind of cuts back, and he's like, "Yeah, I want to hurt the people that hurt me,"
yeah.
and
And
that's enough.
yeah, he says, if you're going to kill me, that's fine. Just know that I'm appreciative for everything that you gave me purpose.
Yeah,
All that. And
yeah.
then, the guy in the robes just being like, okay.
All right then.
Cut to Maximus getting fucking branded in a goddamn ceremony.
Because
Like,
Maximus is now the Squire, because Squire Dane cannot fulfill
hmm?
their duties because the fucked up foot. So
Squire Dane
now,
is down to a half of a foot at
yeah.
this point.
So now Maximus is the Squire and is happy about it, which I think just kind of you get the sense, and the way they want you to think is that, oh yeah, Maximus fucking did it because he knew that he would be
This was
like
his
he would go.
Yeah,
So
this is
you
the only
you
way
you get
in.
the idea that Maximus, fucked over their friends so they could become the Squire, and then they go with Knight Titus, and they
Up.
become Knight Titus's Squire, and you immediately see a character in Fallout who is over encumbered.
Mm-hmm.
Just the visual
Instantly.
representation of over encumbrance, this
Oh
giant
yeah.
fucking golf club bag with
Like a
guns, like
like
comically
like
large.
like a fucking like dining room table
Yeah,
size bag.
yeah,
But before that, in the like communications room, the brothers at this particular outpost are getting a
yeah.
message
I was gonna
from.
bring that up, and I loved this
Yep.
too.
Oh God. Yeah, so they're getting a message. They have a target. That's why the knights are there. They have to go find this target. And you hear like over the radio them giving like these weird like coordinates,
Yeah,
like B6,
like a fucking
and
bingo board almost.
yeah, like battleship almost.
Yeah,
And just
yeah,
like, yeah, and then you see the one like scribbling things, and then it kind of cuts to over his shoulder, and it's like, oh shit, he's drawing. He
yeah,
is an analog dot matrix printer.
yeah. And everything that is coming over the radio, it's like G26, B27, E20, blah blah blah. The scribe is filling in a box on that like dot matrix board
Yeah, like
to
graphic. Yeah.
reveal like a picture of the target drawn out.
Mhm.
And that's not something I knew from the games. Maybe I missed it. Maybe it's never been in there. But I saw that and I was like, that's genius for what they need to do because they
Yeah.
obviously can't fucking fax each other. You know,
Oh, yeah.
like, hey, here he is. I texted a picture. You see him?
Hey, I emailed this thing to you. Did you
Yeah.
get that thing I sent you?
But one of the things, I really liked about that is that they were doing this to get the picture of the guy's face, but they also spelled out the words "the target"
Yeah. Which I'm
in
just like,
with the same thing.
which I'm just like, yeah,
Like, yeah, you probably
yeah.
could have just written
Two-
that there, but okay.
well, I'm just like 200 years like after the nuclear apocalypse. Yeah, literacy levels might not be where they were
Yeah.
pre-war. So, you might need that.
So cut to Maximus with his giant fuck off golf bag and Knight Titus, and they get the target and they get the picture here. Boom.
Yep.
Let's go ahead and let's do it. They go into the vertibird. Knight Titus just jumps in
Yep.
like a boss, and then Maximus fucking slowly gets the bag into the vertibird and then starts to climb up as it's going away because it can't fucking wait for him. And they leave together on the vertibird.
Mm-hmm. And that would have been a great place to potentially end the episode, but
Yep.
no. Cut to a dark, like a dark riverbank somewhere. It's a guy smoking a cigarette. Then, bam, goes down. Looks down. What's he got sticking out of him?
Fucking
Fucking baby doll
hand.
leg. Yup.
Motherfucking junk jet.
God.
Yet another thing made me clap out loud in my living room. Was just
futuristic
one of the first weapons
blunderbuss.
you're going to show us. After, obviously you see a couple of weapons in the vault, you see the pipe weapons and some of the other stuff. You see some of the Brotherhood weapons, but they don't actually use them. But one of the first things you see actually shot is a junk jet.
Like you see stuff that you see stuff that you can wrap your head around, and then it's just like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Dude just gets shot and there's just a baby doll arm. Like,
oh yeah. Yep. And then
God damn it.
3 guys are walking into this cemetery trying to find someone? Question mark?
Trying to
Who the guys are questioning?
Yeah, trying to find something because there's supposedly there's a bounty of sorts, and somebody who wants the bounty is like, we're gonna find him. He's gonna do what we want to do. We're gonna get the bounty.
Yep, he's the best bounty hunter. My dad used to work with him.
Yeah.
Yep.
And you start to get the idea of who this is gonna be, but as the camera's going through the cemetery, you see there's a tombstone with fucking IV bags going into the ground.
Yep. Oh, there it is. And so these guys dig up
a coffin, pull it out,
dig up a coffin. Yep.
Get it up, and they pull out the one of the guys is like, well, what do we do if it's gone feral?
Oh
and
God,
dude
yeah.
Pulls out a chicken. And I can't remember exactly. He's like, if he's feral, he's gonna go after it because they can't
resist the chicken.
They can't resist the chicken. So
which I'm like, yeah, like I don't particularly remember that, but also okay.
It's one of those things where I don't remember it, but it just feels like something in the world where that's just a bit of world building. Like,
yeah,
that's a superstition about feral ghouls is that they can't resist chickens.
Yep.
And that's just something known in the world, which is great. It doesn't all have to be things that are completely from the game series. It can, like, this is part of the world where feral ghouls can't resist chickens. Why? Because that's what my dad told me. That's what his dad told him. That's what his dad told him.
Yep.
Yeah,
it's just like, it is some like wasteland lore that
it's
you never run across
it.
Shit. Yeah, it's like you never run across this in any of the fucking games, but I mean,
yeah,
it's still a populated world. Like, these weird ass stories have to exist.
And that's not going to be the last time we see a chicken, but we'll come over that later. But the coffin opens, and we see Walton Goggins, the ghoul, come out.
Walton Goggins.
Walton, got his cowboy hat, got everything. Immediately goes over to the chicken.
He sees the chicken and he licks his lips.
Yeah.
And
Because
he's
once
like,
again, this is, that's a bit of that world lore that's built up, that's known by everybody in the world. So he licks his lips and goes over to pick up the chicken,
yeah,
and
and he's
the one
petting
guy
it.
who's scared is like, huh?
Yeah.
Huh?
And then, like, he's talking a mad amount of shit.
Yeah.
Like, he's just like, dig me up for the world's worst circle jerk.
Yeah.
Like, shit like that. And then the leader of the trio is just like, no, no, no. I've got one last job, and it is the biggest, it's going to be the biggest score of any of our lives. And the ghoul says, see, I'm in here doing this for the love of the game.
Yeah.
Anybody who says this is their last score means they don't care about it. Their heart probably ain't in it.
Yeah.
And then he proceeds to like lasso one of the guys, turn one of the guys who shoots the other guy with the fucking like blunderbuss, grabs the shotgun, shoots the other dude in the head. So now there are no weapons. Just the dude tied up. And yeah, it's just fucking, it instantly tells you who this character is, what he is about.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like, yeah, nah.
And
He's
he,
doing this.
and he does the thing where he like lassos one guy. I can't remember exactly how he does it because it was dark and it was late when I was watching it. But he lassos one guy and then like kind of shoots something back at the.
Yeah, or he just like throws something.
He
I don't
throws
know.
something back at the coffin, and it makes the coffin drop into the hole, and it drags the guy into this hole, and he can't get out, and everybody else is dead. So,
yep.
Jesus Christ.
We have been introduced to the three main characters of this show, and it did such a good job of letting you know who they are, what their motivations are.
Yeah.
Like what they're about. I mean, Jesus, somebody who comes out and says, I'm doing this for the love of the game, your heart isn't in this. Like, you literally dug this motherfucker up. And he just said your heart isn't in it.
Yeah.
He's known you for all of 5 seconds.
And he's already fucking, told you exactly what's going on. Now,
he's got you pegged.
One little thing that we completely missed back in Lucy's story is before Moldava leaves and before she blows up the door, before she blows up the vault door, she goes to the door where Lucy is, looks inside and just says, huh, you do look like your mother. And then leaves, which is immediate. It's an immediate hook for you to be like, who the fuck is this person? What? How do you know her mother? Jesus. What the fuck?
Honestly. Shit. Oh. So good. So fucking good.
And that is the end of episode 1. And Mikey, this was supposed to be the whole season.
We're supposed to talk about the whole season.
Yeah.
And oh man.
I don't think we can get there today.
I don't think so either. But you know what? I'm okay with this being our thing for the next little while. Or being part of the next, I don't know, 7 episodes.
Next 5, 6, 7 episodes. We'll just go over the rest of this fucking show.
Gives me plenty of time to take some notes, rewatch some things.
Oh man. I mean, I'm out of my recap juice anyway, so I wouldn't be able to bring anything up. But this first episode knocked it out of the park in a way that I wasn't expecting. I was expecting, especially after just seeing kind of the first few reviews and things come out saying, "Oh yeah, it's really good and it's really blah blah blah." I'm like, "Cool, I'm gonna enjoy it." And then watching this first episode, at the end of it, I was like, "Yeah, I love Fallout. I love this world. I love everything. I want to know what's happening in this TV show story. How does this character know this character? Where does this character come from? Who used to be this character? What is everybody's motivations? You kind of already get that idea. You get the ghoul's motivations are, I was trapped in here for a while. Here's this job that I can do.
He's just like, I'm here as, he's like an agent of chaos.
Yeah.
Just like, he's here to just like be a wrench in every conceivable fucking plan.
Yeah. You see Maximus's uh, ideas of kind of what he wants to do, because by the end of this episode, you're almost convinced, yeah, he sabotaged his friend, and now he's
Yeah.
on this mission, and he's going with the glorious Brotherhood Knight on this glorious mission to save the wasteland, and he's got
Yeah.
everything in sights, and he's the perfect person for the job. He's the only
Yeah.
one that could get this done.
Yep.
And then we get to Lucy, and immediately her motivations are, without even saying it, is why does this person know what my mother looks like, who died when I was
Mhm.
very young?
Yeah.
You know, not like
And
somebody who died last week. No, my mother died when I was a kid,
yeah.
and then she took my father. I
Yeah.
need to
It,
learn what this is.
yeah. It's who is this woman? Why does she know my mother? Why
Hmm.
is she so hell bent on taking my dad?
Yeah, yeah,
Where did these people come from? Because clearly they're not from one of the two vaults that we're connected to.
yeah. They're definitely
Like,
not Vault 32.
nope. Yeah.
Why
Like,
did my brother star in Hannah Montana?
listen, that's a hell of a subplot. We'll
Yeah,
unpack that one a little bit more. It goes
yeah.
really in depth.
There's actually a full episode that is just Hannah Montana flashbacks, which was weird for a
Yeah.
Fallout TV show, but
Episodes 3, 4, and 5. That's where the B plot becomes the A plot. You
yeah,
know,
yeah.
that's where Hannah Montana really. But
That's where Miley sings
mhm,
and Hannah brings it. If you know what I mean. That sounded more
there-
sexual than I wanted it to be. That's a children's show. I don't know.
that's real.
Recap juice.
Hey, but yeah, no, there is so much more. Goddamn, like
Yeah.
as a
Fucking
first.
heavy show. Now, Mike, no future spoilers, but when you were watching episode 1, were you also super hyped for the rest of the season?
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah.
Because in my head, like once I heard that they're connected to another vault,
Yeah.
the
Another
first
two
thing that
vaults?
yeah, like the first thing that popped into my head was just like, are these just like three control vaults? Like,
Yeah.
what's like? Instantly, I'm just like, what's the experiment here with the control? Like, because these three vaults, they're not talked about in the game, in the Fallout Bible, like
Mhm.
nothing. They
Yeah, 31,
are
32, 33 are definitely made for the show, but they still with your knowledge of the game, you see
yeah,
kind of how these people in 32 are living. You know, yeah, they can't marry each other because they're all cousins, but that's one of those another one of those world building things where just the phrase cousin stuff has
yeah.
so much behind it, but immediately you're like, I know exactly what you mean.
Oh yeah.
This is generations of the same people in this one vault. Everyone's going to be blood related at some. Everyone's going to be a cousin, second, third,
Yeah.
fourth cousin at some point. Cousin stuff is this world,
Yeah.
and other than that, like people have jobs, people are happy, people are clean. There's water, there's this, there's that, and then you
Yeah.
get that mention of Vault 32 and trading
And
of people, and you're like,
and I don't think we mentioned this, but Vault 32, when they're doing like the exchange and everything,
mhm,
Hank, the overseer of Vault 33, says, I'm sorry to hear about or
yes,
something. And Moldaver says, yes, it was terrible about the blight,
yes,
like specifically like a crop blight. So just like the crops became infected and died, and then the seeds could not be planted.
yeah,
So like, oh,
and
clearly they had.
that's kind of your first thought of, okay,
Yeah,
33 is good, 32 had a, like, what is that, the experiment, was
yeah,
that
I'm
there was
just
a
like,
blight, you know?
yeah, like is 32 the fault of Job, where it's just like we're gonna keep throwing like
Yeah,
left hooks at you to see if you stay loyal? Like what the
yeah,
shit? And then the Brotherhood, seeing how fucking sparse it was, knowing how big and powerful it has been, to just see like this is just a group of dudes. Like there are not a lot of people.
yeah.
And this is the fucking Brotherhood, you
There's
know?
not a lot of people, but the power
Yeah.
armor
Yeah.
is
But
their
then
symbol.
yeah, it was weird that there wasn't any. I mean, I'm sure there were, but that didn't really explicitly say that there were knights with them already. Because you see the Pridwood come in, and then you see those 5 knights,
Yeah,
with like implying that, oh shit, this is the first time a lot of these people are seeing
Have actually
Knights
seen
of
a
the
knight.
Brotherhood.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So it's
Like
just like,
this is
okay.
just almost like it's like a Black Ops training facility for
Yeah.
squires.
Yeah. Or yeah, just like it is the remnants of that Brotherhood outpost in New Vegas almost.
Yeah,
You know? Except
yeah.
all the like yeah, it was just kind of crazy to see that, you know. And then he did not have a lot of screen time as the ghoul, but goddamn, he made the most of it.
Walton Goggins. No future spoilers, but Walton Goggins as the Ghoul and Cooper Howard in this season. It just impeccable.
It's so good.
Yeah.
Like,
And
oh,
trying to kind of figure out how he goes from one character to another
uh,
is not it's one of those things. Once again, it's you're not bashed over the head with it, but you're like, I get it. I
yeah,
get where this is coming from.
yeah. Like you're seeing, even in that first episode, like you're seeing, like the beginning of his story, and then like you were seeing, like the bookends
Yeah.
of that character's story, and it's just like, how the fuck did he go from cowboy at a children's party
Yeah.
to I'm out here killing people for the love of the game?
You see him from divorced devoted father,
Yeah,
which once again I think that's that little tip of the character is you could have just seen him as a as the cowboy at the birthday party, and at that point he's just the sad guy who can't let go. But you
yeah,
see him with his daughter, and you're like, this is a man who is divorced because he's got the alimony payments, and he's doing the thing that he knows to, one, be with his daughter because she's there with him doing everything and supporting her with with what he knows, and making sure that she's got a good life. So
yeah.
just the appearance of his daughter in that
Like
the past scenes, you're like, this he's a
it,
father figure. Like, he's a father.
it
And then you see him nowadays, well, current day in
yeah,
the series, and he's killing people for the love of the game. He
yeah.
just knows what to
It
do.
it
You know.
really like grounds him in a weird like there is this thing tethering him to this past, and you're just
Yeah.
like, man, as the show goes on, Jesus, like his character, everybody has really good character development. I will
Mhm.
say, you know, even some of the people that you're just like, I hope I never see you again.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
they pop up again, and it's just like, I'm glad you did. I like what they did with you, but no, everybody has really good character development. You know, um, and the ghoul that is just fucking brilliant storytelling
Yeah.
and how they do it, and just man, to circle back to last week. There's one thing on Netflix. There is a Gundam like movie called Hathaway's Flash,
Anne
and
Hathaway's
it's
flashes.
yes,
That
exactly.
was
It's
in
a lot of
Brokeback
Anne
Mountain.
Hath. Yep, it's just that scene from Brokeback Mountain for an hour and a half.
Back of the car, etched into
Mm-hmm.
my brain. Watched that movie a little too young.
All right, we've all been
Yep.
there. No, it's based on a novel, and like they have to tell more of the story. Like I swear to God, they have to do another. But the long and short of that story is what happens when you take a fundamentally good person who's doing things for the right motivations, but then you slowly reveal, oh, you haven't been doing the right thing for the right reason, doing the wrong thing for our reason.
Yeah.
Thanks for doing our dirty work. And what happens to that person,
Yeah.
what it can do to a man. It's fucking great.
It's Shadow of the
And
Colossus.
mm-hmm, and yeah, that 90-minute Gundam movie has some parallels with this show.
Yeah.
Yep. And by that, I mean attacking a seaside paradise in giant fucking robots.
Exactly. I mean, yeah, there's the Brotherhood of Steel. There's
Mhm.
you at some point you see a Ferris wheel.
You see Santa Monica Pier, what's left
You
of
see
it.
Santa Monica Pier. Exactly. Yeah. I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure Fallout is Gundam.
There it is. We brought it full circle, everybody.
That's our through line for this entire podcast.
Yep. Episode 6, you see the Turn A Gundam arise out of a mountain. Shout out to Sid Mead. God rest in peace. And yep, there we go. We've connected this to 4 Gundam timelines. You're welcome.
4. All right, Mikey. We've been at
Robert.
this for almost an hour and a half now. Hour and 20 minutes or so
Yeah, we should
on
probably land
episode
this
1,
plane.
which I believe is longer than the episode.
We did it, everybody.
We did it.
Did it.
We did it. But before we go, I know that this week that we're recording, you're not streaming, but are you gonna get back into that here soon?
Yes. The reason I'm not streaming the recording is my brother's in town.
Okay.
So the office that I'm in, he's sleeping in. So
Oh, that's odd.
you know.
Okay. Is he right there?
No, he's not right here. He was actually he went out to meet up with some friends. So he
Fair
went
enough.
to,
Fair enough.
went out to Fisher Brewing. So
Fisher Brewing, local
yeah.
establishment. Go there if you're in Salt Lake. They make great stuff.
Oh yes, quality stuff.
Quality
Yeah,
brews.
so he is not here at the moment, but it's one of those like I know he's doing stuff while he's out here. I don't want to necessarily disturb him from doing that. So
Yeah, I get it.
Doing the good brother thing. So
Are you
that's why we're not
gaming
streaming.
off stream?
I've been doing a lot of I got Fallout Shelter on my iPad just because. Just I need some Fallout in my life. And I've been just playing some stuff on my Switch here and there, just because my Xbox is in here, my gaming PC is in here. So I'm I haven't really been doing too much, proper console gaming. But yeah, just been playing on my Switch Lite, playing some mobile games on my phone or my iPad. It's been kind of nice.
Nice.
Nice. Yep. But
just gaming
offline. Exactly. But we do get back to streaming. Just dropping to twice a week, Mondays and Wednesdays, just so I can have some more free time. So that'll be nice. And an OG member of Nerding for Beginners may pop back up because he is finally rebuilding his PC. He just got fiber internet. And let me tell you, he's been giving me daily updates.
It is not me. I'm not an OG member of Nerding for Beginners.
Nope.
It is Ronald Reagan from Beyond the Grave.
Yep, I am going down to hell to kill Ronald Reagan again.
Yep.
Much like the Doom guy.
Yep.
I am descending into hell to defeat Deep. Reagan, Thatcher, Bush, Nixon, Kissinger, now that he's finally down there. Yeah.
Yeah. The throat goat.
Yeah, Nancy and Ron. None of them are getting out of this one.
Nancy, Ronnie.
Yep. There it is.
So
there we go.
Awesome.
Robert, how about you? You doing any streaming?
I might. We did a little bit of streaming last week with Fallout 76. I'm probably gonna jump on this Thursday. Well, depending on when this goes out, at some point, maybe do some Baldur's Gate 3, maybe some other Fallout 76 with some people. And yeah, other than that, I'm just doing fucking Infinite Wealth, and I'm gonna jump into the Fallout games on Steam here real soon, especially since this is turning into more of maybe a weekly thing. I'm gonna have it on my brain a lot more, so I'm probably gonna play through 1 or 2 of the games. And the Fallout 4 next gen patch comes out on April 25th, which is good news, but also I don't know if you saw this. There's actually a few, but one of the massive Fallout 4 DLCs, not DLCs, but mods, thank you. Yeah. DLC sized mod, Fallout London, was supposed to come out on April 23rd. And then after they announced it, Bethesda's like, oh yeah, the Fallout 4 next gen update is the 25th. So Fallout London was like, well, we're gonna have to delay this because we don't know if that's gonna break our mod.
Yeah.
Because we didn't know when that was coming out, so we obviously built everything on the current most recent build of Fallout 4. Um, so it's technically it's indefinite delay, but what they've come out and they said is like, hey, once the update comes out, we're gonna test the mod, make sure anything that's broken is fixed, and it's going out kind of as soon as it's ready. There, it's done. We just need to make sure it's compatible with Fallout 4 next gen.
Yep.
So I'm definitely looking forward to that one.
Me too.
Hopefully that can come out by next month, but I don't know how long it's going to take them. What they're going to have to fix.
Yeah, that stuff. Like,
Yeah.
I've not done any like real software development, but the company I used to work, it was basically a software development company masquerading as a performance car parts company.
Yeah.
And man, oof, even one slight revision can just undo
Oh, exactly.
months
Yeah.
and years worth of work. Like,
Yeah.
that's one of those. So
So it could very well be that
hopefully,
something innocuous in the Fallout 4 next gen update completely fucks with the mod, and they've got to rebuild something. But once that comes out, I'm so looking forward to that, and I believe this next gen update's also going to push back Fallout Cascadia, which is another fan made mod.
mhm.
Fallout 4 New Vegas, which is yet another one.
Yep,
I don't know if this is in Fallout 4, but I did see something called Project Arroyo, I believe, which is kind of a remake of either Fallout 1 or Fallout 2 inside of might actually just be Fallout New Vegas.
interesting.
Yeah,
'Cause that,
another obviously fan made thing.
yeah,
Um,
but man, Fallout 1 and 2 inside anything from like 3 or later,
yeah.
that makes it a very different game.
Oh yeah, yeah, because you're either you're doing the OG Fallout gameplay in the 3D space, or you're taking the story of Fallout 1 and 2
Yeah, which
and,
is just
which I would love cuz I've never been able to really get into Fallout
yeah,
1 or
man.
2.
Same. I've tried several times and it's just not happening. But I don't know.
Ooh, let's see here. Um yeah, Fallout 4 Project Arroyo aims to recreate and reimagine Fallout 2 in the creation engine of Fallout 4. So, yeah, they are, I guess, just essentially remaking Fallout 2 in Fallout 4's modding thing. So, yeah,
Okay.
um, definitely looking forward to that one. That's probably a long ways away. But yeah, Fallout, Project Arroyo, Fallout 4 New Vegas. The Fallout 3 mod got scrapped years ago due to licensing issues. But yeah,
Yeah. But yeah.
excited for all these.
Same here. I am excited. I am definitely going to buying all of this stuff on Steam
Yeah,
and getting more to 76. So yeah.
76 is fun. It was always
76
fun,
is
but
great.
now definitely even more fun for people that didn't like it at the beginning or didn't give it a chance. It's on game. I think it's on Xbox and PC Game Pass.
Yes, it is.
It's so easy to play. I also think it's on. I think it's on PlayStation Plus's thing too. 76
Might
is. I
be.
could be wrong there. I am pretty sure some of the Fallout's are. I want to say 76 is, but yeah, 76. If you like the newer Fallout games specifically for
Yeah.
play 76. It's great.
Grab your buddies.
Legitimately, it's great.
Grab your buddies. Play the
Yeah.
game.
Grab your buddies,
It's
do it. The my only hangups with it are no crossplay and no cross progressions. So if you're doing story missions with your friends, it only counts for whoever the leader of the group is. So
mhm.
for like specifically story missions, one person's the leader. You do it, you'd switch off, and then you can do it again, and then it counts for the other person's progression of the game. But for world events, that's all. That's just the entire server doing stuff together, and that's where most of your fun is going to be for Fallout 76. Is doing world events, doing raids, doing all that stuff.
Oh
So
yeah. Yep. So yeah, get your friends together, decide if you're doing this on PC or console, and then yeah, see you out there in Appalachia.
Go nuts. Go nuts.
Mm-hmm.
But, Mikey, let's get out of here.
Yes.
Everybody, we will see you next week. Apparently, we're just going to keep doing Fallout Amazon show in review. So,
Well, yeah, we'll probably talk about a little bit more each episode, but hey,
Yeah.
you know, whatever.
yeah, episode 1 has a lot packed into it, all the intros for all the main characters and a lot of world building. So, yeah. So it's very dense, and probably like episodes 7 and 8 or so are the same, where you've got a lot of information that you've got to parse through. So,
Yep. So
cool.
Yeah, so just be prepared for a lot of more Fallout talk.
Yep.
So, yep.
Let's hit that outro music, and we will say goodbye to all of our friends.
Yep.
And y'all, this has been episode 11 of Story Motors Podcast. Subscribe to us on YouTube, find us on Twitter and Twitch, the two of us. And we'll see